Hello children, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy and studying also. As you all know, we have completed tenses and today we are going to start a new topic. And before going to start, I would like to ask a question that have you completed your unit test properly or confidently? So why am you using these type of words, confidently and properly? So these two words are showing something? Oh yes, it's showing, or it's, you can see, it's describing verbs, what you have done. So today we are going to start a new topic, that is adverbs. As you all know, we have studied about verb which shows the action, whatever we have done. But adverb which describe an action, how is work is done. So that we are going to study today. Now, before going to start the explanation about adverbs, I would like to give you an adverb is a word that tells us more about verb, about a verb. An adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb. And we are going to add few more things inside. First of all, we should understand an adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb. Now, for understanding this definition about adverbs, I'm going to give you one example. The old lady walked slowly. Now here, for example, you can see the old lady walked slowly. Now, walked is a verb and here slowly it describes this verb. How the old lady walked? She walked slowly. It means this is description of verb. So this is called an adverb, as we have seen in the definition also. An adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb. So this we have always keep in our mind. An adverb is a word that tells about more about a verb. So verb is here, walked, and it tells more about, it's modify verbs. So here slowly is a word which modifies verb. Now few more words which we are going to add in this definition. An adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb, and adjectives. Now I have added one more thing in definition of adverb. So first example, we have understood how the adverb is work with verb, and now we are going to add, or we are going to learn about how it describes an adjective also. So an adjectives. Now I am going to give you an example to understand how it works or it describes an adjective. So here I am going to write these flowers really beautiful. Now here you can see these flowers are really beautiful. These flowers, this is now, really is a new word for you. And here beautiful, as you all know, this is an adjective. Because this is describing the flowers or noun. So here you can see it tells more about an adjective also. So here beautiful is an adjective and it is telling us more about an adjective. So which word is showing you or telling you more about adjective? This is real. So this is called adverb. Now these flowers are really beautiful. Really is a word that shows more about flowers. It's really beautiful. So these two examples, I think it is more than enough to understand the definition of an adverb. Study more about adverb. I am going to give you a few more examples about adverb. Now, the singer sings a song melodiously. It means a singer, this is noun, sings. Here you can see it's a verb. Song is also a noun. Melodiously in describing how a singer sings. A singer sings a song melodiously. Melodiously, this is adverb. Now, I am going to give you another example. An old lady spoke in a very low voice. Here you can see spoke is a verb. In a very low voice, very low, that is called low. This is called adverb. How she spoke? She spoke in a very low voice. So low over here, it's describe or giving a description about spoke, verb. So, and another sentence I would like to give you. The boy wrote an article nicely. Now here, the boy wrote an article nicely. Wrote here is a verb and this is nicely is a adverb. An adverb. So, this we have to learn. An adverb is always describe a verb. That we have always keep in our mind. Now we are moving to solve an exercise which is based on adverb. Definition of adverb. Whatever we have learned in the definition of adverb, we are going to practice it. So now, read the following sentences and circle the adverb. This is exercise number A and you can find on page number 93. Exercise A, page number 93. The little girl is very pretty. The little girl is very pretty. Now here, what we are going to write? Underline very pretty. In second, the students read the passage carefully. Now, carefully is an adverb. Now, in third, the children felt very lonely. Now here lonely is a verb. This is adverb. Now in number 4, the children felt she regularly goes for cricket coaching session. Now here regularly. She regularly goes. In fifth, my mother listens to me patiently. Now here, patiently is an adverb. In number 6, the girl spoke confidently. Confidently. Now, after solving this exercise, we are going to discuss on position of adverbs. Now, there are 3 positions of adverb. First of all, we are going to discuss about first position, or you can say how it is placed. An adverb must be placed next to the words required to be modified. Which word we want to modify it, it is placed just next to that word. For example, Rita dances gracefully. Now here, Rita dances. Dances is a verb, and as you all know, as we have studied about the definition of adverb, it's describe a verb. So, Rita dances gracefully. Now here it is describing the dance of Rita. This is gracefully. So, this is adverb. As we have discussed, adverb must be placed next to the words required to be modified. Which we want to modify, that word, the adverb is placed next to that word. Here we just modify this dances. That is why we have placed over here this adverb. So this is the position of an adverb. Now next point. Sometimes adverbs are used before the verb. Sometimes it is used before the verb. Generally we use after verbs, but sometimes in the sentence the adverb is placed before the verb. How? Rita always comes home from school. Rita always comes home from school. Now here you can see comes over here. This is verb. And this always, because it modify this verb, and this is placed before verb. So that we are discussing. That's generally what happened. An adverb is always placed after or next to verb, but sometimes in many sentences you can see an adverb is placed before the verb. Sometimes it placed before the verb, and in general it is always placed after the verbs. So now we are going to discuss next third point of position of adverbs. Now in third point you can see the position of adverb can be changed, And sometimes adverb are used after the first part of the verb. Whenever there are two verbs, first is helping verb or another is main verb, so sometimes it happens that adverb is used in the first part of the verb. For example, I have written some example over here. They were. This is first part of verb. And here you can see after first part of the verb, and this is second part of the verb. Or you can say next part of the verb. Here you can see after first part of the verb, adverb is used. In next example, you can see I was nearly tired by afternoon. Now here you can see this is first part of verb, and this word you can see and you can recognize that is an adverb. I was nearly tired. This is next part of verb. So here you can see in both examples, you can understand by these two examples that sometimes an adverb is placed in the first part next first part of the verb. Are used after the first part of the verb. Always, it's not always happen. Always, as we all know, it describes verbs, so it is usually used after the verb. But sometimes what happen, after the first part of verb it is used. Here the first example is showing you they were hardly practicing the play. Okay, now here you can see practicing is a verb, and here it is also a verb. Now this is the first part of verb and it is placed after the first part of the verb. And in next example you can see I was. This is the first part of the verb, and after this it is mentioned over here. So that we always keep in our mind. Generally adverb is used after the verb, but sometimes it used before the verb, and sometimes it is used after the first part of the verb, and the second part of the verb is remaining same. So that three position of adverb we can learn, because this is very important, how to place adverb, where to place adverb, and when to place adverb. So these three questions, I think it is solved. First is that you have to always keep in your mind that adverbs always placed after the verb. Sometimes it is placed before verb, and sometimes it is placed first part of the verb, after first part of the verb. So these three position of adverb we have discussed. Now we are moving to discuss about kinds of adverb. How many kinds of adverb? Because every part of speech having different kinds. So this adverb also having many kinds. So now we are going to discuss about the kinds of adverb. Mainly there are 7 kinds of adverb. First of all, adverb of manner. Then adverb of place. Then adverb of time. Then relative adverb. frequency and adverb of degree. So there are 7 kinds of adverbs. Adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverb of time, adverb of relative, adverb of interrogative, now adverb of frequency and adverb of degree. So now, first of all, we are going to discuss about these 7 kinds. Now, first is adverb of manner. Adverb of manner tells us how the action was done. So, from this, we can understand how the action is being done. So, this tells us only and only adverb of manner. In which manner the work was done or is done. Now here, if I am going to give you an example, Ram runs fastly. Ram runs fastly. Now here you can see fastly is giving an answer how Ram runs. What the quality of his running that shows fastly. How Ram runs. This word you just always keep in your mind. Whenever exercises you have to solve the exercises, then you just remind one word. Adverb of manner is asking question or giving answers that how the work is done. So that we are always keeping in our mind. And one thing more that you should always remember is that maximum time it is used ly. Fastly, as we have discussed over here in this example, fastly, slowly, smoothly, nicely, greatly, or you can add few more sentences, words that will give you the adverb of manner, that shows adverb of manner, and it shows the how the work is we are doing. So we are working fastly, he goes slowly, he knead the flour smoothly, he sings nicely, he has done his work greatly. So these are the words we can use to show adverb of manner, how the work is going on. Now we are moving to next kinds of adverb, that is adverb of time. Now, adverb of time indicates the time or duration of an action when it was done or it is being done. So that we all always keep in mind, that shows when the action is being done. So here adverb of time is shows when. For this adverb of time we can understand that it shows or asks a question that when the work is done. So there are few words from which you can understand there: today, tomorrow, yesterday, afterward, can ago we can write, and we can add few more, just say recently, etc. These are few words from which we can understand this shows adverb of time, when the action is being done. For example, if I am going to give you, he walked So if I am going to give you one example about this, we will go to the market tomorrow. So now here we are going to work on which time? Tomorrow. So it's showing the time of our action. When we are supposed to do it, we will do it tomorrow. So this is only one example, and from this you can understand that it's showing the time of an action. Now I am going to give you another example of adverb of time. She has completed her work yesterday. Now here, and if I am going to add had, she had completed her work yesterday. Now here you can see yesterday is showing the time when she has done his work. So it shows the time when the work was done. Completed, this is showing verb, and when verb is done, yesterday. This is showing time of verb. So it is called adverb of time, because it is showing the time of an action. Now we are going to discuss about adverb of place. Now adverb of place is showing us where the action was done or is being done. Where? So this asking question, where the action is being done. For few words you can understand: outside, inside, everywhere, etc. So if I am giving one example for this to understand adverb of place, Rohan is standing outside of the class. Now here you can see Rohan is standing. This is verb, and where the verb is going on? Outside. So this is showing place. Where Rohan is standing? Rohan is standing outside the class. So this is showing place. Place of verb, where the work is being done. So adverb of place is showing where the action is done or is going on or is being done. So that only shows by adverb of place, where. So This is so easy. You just ask your question, place this question in the sentence and you can get answer. Where? So this always keep it in mind whenever you have to solve the exercise on the basis of adverb of place. You just placed this question where the action is being done, then you can get the answer. The place, this is called adverb of place. Now we are going to discuss about adverb of degree. Adverb of degree is showing how much an action being done. Now it shows the intensity of an action. How much, how many times, and how much it was done or it being done. So adverb of degree is showing intensity of an action. There are few words from which we can understand how much the work has been done. Now, here I am giving you some examples, or you can say some words which can suppose enough, hardly, nearly, and extremely. Next is entirely, and next fairly, and enough, very, too. So these are the words from which we can understand how much the work has been done. It shows intensity of an action. Enough, hardly, nearly, extremely, entirely, fairly, very, and to, etc. These are the words from which we can understand how much an action being done. Now I am going to give you few example. Example is, she nearly fell from the cliff. Fell from the cliff. It means it's showing she was very near to fell down from the cliff. So how much she was near? Nearly fell down. Now here the action is there. Fell down. Nearly. So it's showing the time of, or you can say the adverb of degree. The intensity of an action. This shows by the nearly. Now I am going to give you few more example about adverb of degree. Next example is, the girl spoke almost So we have discussed about adverb, and we have discussed 4 kinds of adverb today. So we will continue this concept adverb in the next videos. So till then, bye bye and take care, and revise this chapter again and again, and we will solve exercises also. So till then.